First podcast together. We're both in the marketing arena. We've been in the marketing arena for years. I think one of the interesting things, if we look back 5, 6 years ago, when you and I first met, we
Yep.
were both really quiet and we were both really shy. And what if I were to say to you that day, in 5, 6 years, we're going to do a podcast together?
Yeah. Would not have believed it at all, but I'm glad that we're here. I feel like we've both come a really long way in our careers, and yeah, it's just wild. That also doesn't feel like 5 or 6 years ago.
It doesn't.
COVID.
I'm pretty sure I still have a picture. I'm not going to pull it out because I don't like the way that I feel like we both look completely different from back then as well.
I mean, that was like pre-COVID. I was in the best shape of my life. I'm not in the best shape of my life now, so pull that up.
No way. I mean, I was in the worst shape of my life. Then I got into shape, but I've slowly been slacking. So I've been trying to get myself back in the groove. But it's crazy how fast time flies. Back then, I had just gone into marketing. So I absolutely had no idea how far I was going to progress in this digital world. And I wouldn't have believed how far it would have evolved over the last 6 years. So I think it's an awesome thing that we're both in the same arena, have the same scope, not just marketing, but even sales as well. I'll tell you, to everybody that is watching our podcast, Peter and I are always going back and forth throughout the week about work. But if we're not talking about work, we are constantly discussing Bravo and reality television. We could probably do a whole entire year-long podcast on just Bravo, but we want to focus on marketing today. So in your life, looking back over the last 6 years, I just want to know about your background. How did you get involved into the marketing arena and your role now in the company that you're with?
Yeah, it's pretty interesting, kind of different to you. I would trace mine back all the way to high school. And
Wow.
that's where I really got interested. My high school was great because they offered a vocational program. So it wasn't like a full vocational high school, but there was a whole wing of the school where in your like junior, senior year, you could pick a specialty and that would be like one of your courses
Yeah.
for, a whole semester.
Mm.
So I chose this marketing vocational program where essentially we had to it was funny, like there was a classroom and then next to the classroom it connected to this like little cafe.
Okay.
Basically we were like learning the principles of marketing and then also applying that and running this cafe within the school. We were our own,
Wow.
yeah, we were our own little like coffee shop. We had to like brand it, we had to do all the like product, we had to do like P&L. There were yeah, like we each like took on a role within the little coffee shop, and then we would also work it. So like some periods during school, like some of us would be in the classroom taking a test, but it would
Yeah.
also be other people's shift, like running the coffee shop. And I really liked it, and I felt like I was good at it, and I felt like the creative side of it was really what
Hmm.
kind of got me interested. And I decided to apply to college and was like, I am going to go to college, major in marketing. That's what I'm going to do for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
So I ended up going to the University of Tampa. That's why I live in Tampa now. And something got messed up with the way that I selected my major. I didn't realize being a young, dumb 18-year-old, like there's a difference between the liberal arts school and the business school. Like there
Hmm.
was two different programs. I thought I was choosing marketing in the business school. What I
Hmm.
actually chose was advertising and public relations in the liberal arts.
Okay. Wow.
And I went to change it, and they were like, "Oh, sorry, too late. You can change it your second semester." And I ended up taking a couple of those intro ad PR classes, and ended up really liking it actually because it lended itself more to the creative side
Hmm.
than taking like intro to business and economic classes and stuff like that. I really wasn't into like the math side of business at
Yeah,
the
I'm not a math guy either, so I'm right there with you.
yeah. So I ended up running with it and I actually stayed with ad PR for all 4 years and got
Wow.
my Bachelor of Arts degree and then got a job at an advertising agency that specialized in food and beverage right after college. And from there, I just kind of kept, like, I will be honest, I'm job hopped a decent amount, but
Mhm.
really to find what I like to do the most. And it's funny, I started out my career being an account executive and at an ad agency or account coordinator. So really account facing client management, stuff like that. And kind of took that for the next 7 or so years. And then I found myself at a digital publisher called The Penny Hoarder.
Okay,
And
yeah,
that's where
I've
I
heard
got
of Penny Hoarder.
They're based in St. Pete. That's where I got into the world of affiliate marketing. And since then, I've worked at different affiliate marketing agencies, found my way from account management over to sales, and really like working on strategy and selling strategy to brands and helping them realize how they can make the most of affiliate marketing. So it's interesting. I kind of went from like wanting to be on the create, thinking I was like doing marketing business 101, went more into like the creative ad PR, like emotional side of marketing, and somehow have found myself back more into like the strategy and like the numbers. I'm a sales guy, so like it's all about numbers for me at this point. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's kind of in a nutshell. Sorry, that was a little long, but
No, that's why we're here, right? To discuss that. Just looking back and thinking, because my high school did not offer anything like that. I wish we would have had something like that. I'm just thinking back on digital marketing, not to put our age on the spot. We both look very young, but I think back then, like MySpace, did they have advertising? Like, can you imagine like being like, I'm gonna go ahead and do an ad on my MySpace?
yeah, it's so weird that you're asking that. I promise this wasn't pre-planned. I literally was thinking that to myself like a few days ago. And the reason I ask is now because I work with like I'm the second oldest in my company. Our founder is the first employee, and he's got a couple years on me, but he's not too much older than me. But then the rest of the team, they're all Gen Z, and
Oh wow.
we were talking about like somehow we brought up like AIM, and they had no clue what that was. And I was like, wait, do you girls know what MySpace is? And most of them didn't know what MySpace was.
No.
But that got me thinking like, whatever happened with MySpace? Did it ever really become an ad platform? And
Yeah,
I don't remember. I don't think I was looking out for it when I was like in the eighth or ninth grade.
me either.
You know what I mean? Like the way that Facebook evolved into just
Hmm.
basically all advertising, and then like it
Yeah.
turned into Meta and Instagram, and now you have TikTok, and like I just don't remember MySpace being that way.
Yeah, I don't know if it's maybe because we weren't looking for it or if maybe it just wasn't meant for that. But I mean, can you imagine like finding a business on MySpace and then like they have a theme like because remember you chose a song that went on your page. Like
Yeah.
what if every business like had a specific song or like I'm just like trying to imagine like how this would have worked. I'm definitely gonna have to do some research on this now this week because I really want to know. But it's so interesting. So, side note, really fast. Do you remember the first song that you had on MySpace?
God, no, I don't. I feel like it was probably like a Green Day song or something.
Okay, yeah, okay. I was like, I was in my red jumpsuit apparatus phase.
Yeah, like something like that, or like a completely different side of things, like maybe Sean Kingston.
Okay, like complete opposite of Green
Yeah,
Day.
like very 2008, 2009. I really don't remember though, but I feel like it was probably one.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, this just came to my mind too. Can you imagine if these MySpace business pages, if like the top eight was like their top customers? We might be onto something here.
Is MySpace still like, can you still go on to MySpace?
I
I actually
don't,
saw something that MySpace Tom was like out there just living his
yeah.
life. He's a photographer now. He made buku money off of the sale of MySpace and
Wow.
went and did his own thing. But I wonder what MySpace is now. We should check into that.
Yeah, Tom missed out on a gold mine if that wasn't in there. I mean, I think that there's like still a domain and like you can go visit it, but as far as like logging into our old profiles, I don't think that, you're able to, which is probably a good thing that MySpace isn't another tool that a consumer needs to use because
Yeah.
as you know, there are so many different marketing strategies. There are so many different tools, and a lot of consumers they don't even know where to begin, right? And us talking today, they know that we're both in marketing, right? I focus on the digital side and strategy and everything else and demand generation and B2B. I know that you're more so in affiliate marketing and e-commerce. So for those that maybe don't know what affiliate marketing is and how it works for e-commerce, just to simplify it, for the everyday consumer.
Yeah, the easiest way, you say simplify, I'm going to give you a very simple one sentence line, but then I'm going to
Go for
elaborate. So, the easiest way that I like to explain it is affiliate marketing is not actually, I wouldn't describe it as like a channel of marketing. I
Mhm.
actually would describe it as a payment mechanism. So,
Nice.
you know how like sometimes you buy more traditional ad placements on like a CPM or
Yeah.
a flat rate or something of that measure. Affiliate marketing is just a way to buy advertising, but you're buying it on a percentage of sale or on a specific action that you are trying to drive.
Nice.
So think in the easiest way, say you are a shoe wear brand and you want to start acquiring new customers online. You can go out to different affiliate partners and say, hey, if you help me sell a pair of shoes, I will give you 20% commission for every pair of shoes that you sell. Where it starts to get very like spider webby is the
Mhm.
types of partners that you can enlist to do that. So it can be anyone from like a mass media or content site.
Mhm.
So think of if you are in the market for a new pair of shoes, say like business shoes, be like best men's business casual shoes on Google. The
Yeah.
top articles that are going to rank, those are most likely affiliate articles where they'll probably have a disclosure at the top that says, just a heads up, some of these brands in this list may be paying us, for each sale that we drive.
Nice.
So that's like one area of affiliate. Another could be if you already know what brand you want to buy from. Say you want to buy Adidas sneakers, you can go onto Google and type in Adidas coupons, and you'll notice there's like a Retail Me Nots. There's
Yeah.
the Chrome extension, which has been kind of blowing up lately in terms of like some gossip and stuff that's going on there. But there's like coupon sites like that are also affiliate partners. And if you work with them in the correct way, you can actually make them pretty incremental. A lot of
Mhm.
people think, like was already going to buy from us. Like, why would I want to pay for that sale? But there's ways to work with them and, everything in between. Like influencers on TikTok, those can be affiliate partners.
Yeah.
If you think about, sometimes if you work for like a big corporate company, you'll have like a benefits type of program or like a perks program where you can go in and just because you're an employee, you get like 30% off this brand. That's
Okay.
affiliate.
Yes.
So affiliate is really hard to describe in one sentence. I would just say if you look at it as like a payment mechanism,
Mhm.
that's the easiest way to put it. But the beautiful thing about affiliate and the reason why I love it so much is it works for a lot of different types of businesses, not
Yes.
just D2C and e-commerce. You said you do a lot in B2B. B2B affiliate programs are huge.
Oh
Like
yeah.
think of like a Shopify affiliate program, like a
Yes.
Squarespace affiliate program. Like they have content sites writing about them. They have key opinion leaders or like business influencers on LinkedIn that are posting about them and getting commissions for every like sign up they drive or demo that they drive. So yeah, it's very interesting. Like it's not just shoppable types of products. It's also a lot of other types of brands. Like affiliate can be great for lead generation too. So you're just paying for whatever action you want, whether it
Yeah.
be a sale, whether it be a sign up, whether it be a demo request in the B2B space. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's awesome. I want to say too, how far marketing and advertising has come with affiliate marketing and for example, influencers that are really paving the way when it comes to ads, right? I get so crazy. I mean, me being in I'm sure you're the same way, but from a consumer, they probably love it. But it's so subliminal because you'll be scrolling through TikTok and you'll stop on a video. Maybe it's somebody using one of those massage guns and they're just talking about their day. And you don't even realize that that's an ad and that there's a placement for the ad at the bottom of it, right? And then all of a sudden now you're on Google and you're looking up these massage guns if you didn't click on their ad, right? Or you're going back and forth. And I think, with affiliate marketing and especially e-commerce businesses, any business in general, in tying that into their overall messaging of who their business is and what they offer, I'm sure that increases the chances that these affiliates will open the door to help them advertise their products, right?
100%. I think there's something to be said about the reason why affiliate marketing works so well, especially in the influencer space. And it's because it's that balance of authenticity, but also, like you said, it's a little subliminal. So, like when you work with my thing with brands is think of like the big legacy brands, the Fortune 500s. They have all these layers and teams that want to approve every single little thing that the influencer says or does, or they want to make it like very brand standard in two brands. And then think of like these small massage gun companies that are
Mhm.
killing it on TikTok and just absolutely blowing up because they have probably what a 2-3 person marketing team, maybe an agency that's helping them, and they don't have all these like layers. Yes, the influencers want to work with the big brands because they pay out thousands of dollars. I just was watching one video of an influencer who was like, "Yeah, I made $750,000 last year."
Wow.
Younger than me. But it's also better to work with those smaller brands because there's not like it just helps it be more authentic. And
Mhm.
like, they are just like, we're choosing you as the influencer because we know you connect with your audience. Do your thing as long as you don't trash talk our brand and say like
Yeah.
this product is for something that it's not for or whatever. Like, yeah, like free reign. And it just helps it feel a little bit more natural. Like, yes, there's always going to have to be regulations around, hey, you're being served an ad right now, or this is a
Yeah.
paid partnership, just organic. And you know what I mean? Because we want to be truthful to the consumer. Most people can spot a search ad like on Google. A lot of like the everyday consumer, they're not as good at spotting an affiliate marketing ad, and it's because the best ones are the ones that come across as authentic.
Yeah, no, I mean 100%, especially with the trust and the authenticity. When they start a business, for example, like e-commerce, a lot of people are just in that mindset where they just want to make a sale, right? I want to sell, I want to sell. And it's no fault to their own because that's their bread and butter, right? But I think they forget about that trust and that authenticity. And I saw this a lot when I worked in marketing within the real estate world. A lot of agents would be like, okay, I just want to sell a house. And then once they sold that house with that customer, they were wiped clean, right? And
Yep.
with these tactics that you're talking about within affiliate marketing, like for example, let's just say influencer or having another brand sponsor you, to make you look great, instead of just doing away with that one-time sale, take that and then build upon it. Continue to nurture that audience. And that's why that foundation development of their business is so crucial, so that they are presenting themselves effectively to consumers, not just on that one-time sale, but going forward and so on and so forth, right?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, think about even before the sale happens. I don't know if this stat is still accurate, but I know a couple of years ago it was the average consumer interacts with a brand or a product or service 7 times before they.
Yeah, I've heard this. Yes.
Yeah. So like it takes that long for the consumer to convert. And then you finally convert. And it's like, how are you building that retention? And
Yeah.
influencers are a great way to do that. Actually, it's funny you bring this up because a lot of brands, affiliate experts, like even myself on the daily, we talk about how great affiliate and partnership marketing is for customer and user acquisition, but it's
Yeah.
also a really, really strong tool for retention and retaining those customers. And a lot of the times brands, they don't want to pay out on existing customers. They say, no, I don't want to work, with this affiliate partner and pay them for sales that they drove that were from customers who have already bought from me before. And it's like,
Mhm.
why? Why wouldn't you want to? You're paying in other channels to retain customers like email and stuff like that. Like,
Exactly.
just let's get to basics here. So
Yeah, I think a lot of people, when they're in their business and they start researching marketing and strategies and being online and presenting themselves to their customers, I think that there's so many options, but they just don't know where to start. And so they automatically just assume that one strategy is going to be the fit. And then if they don't generate something from it, they're like, okay, I'm done. But I always say it's kind of like going to the gym, right? If you only go one time, as we were just talking about earlier, how we're both slacking at the gym. It's like if you go one time, you're not going to see results, right? You have to go consistently. You have to continuously put in that work. You have to continuously put in that effort. You have to track your progress. And marketing is the same exact way, right? If you are not
yes.
tracking your progress, it's going to end up, of course, going downhill because you can't manage what you can't measure, right?
Yeah. I mean, throughout all areas of what I do, that is key. It's from I'm on growth for an agency that I work at. And that means that I'm trying to find new clients to want to work with us. And it's like there, I have to kind of do it where it's, I always look at it as my first sales leader, she was amazing. And she taught me, don't think of the end goal as being the contract request. Think
Yeah.
of the end goal as the next step in the process. So it's like,
I love that.
yeah, like you're reaching out, you're prospecting. Okay, great. You have a response, but they don't want to jump on a call. My next step is how the hell do I get them on a call? And then
Yeah.
after the call, it's how do I get them on the pitch? And then after the pitch, it's how do I get them to say yes or how do I get them to start negotiating? But the same goes for when we're marketing for our clients. In
Yeah.
affiliates specifically, it's a relationship built based business marketing
Mhm.
avenue. So we're working with all these affiliate partners on behalf of our clients. It's not a flip of a switch like some other digital channels where you can just go turn on a bunch of spend
Mhm.
in Meta and like the switch on and start running. We got to get on the phone with our affiliate partners. We got to negotiate
Mhm.
what the commission payouts are going to be. We got to get the content created. They have to send it to us for approval. It's all that stuff that you're building a relationship, and it takes weeks and weeks to get one affiliate partnership up off the ground. So it's when brands come into me and they say, "Hey, I hear affiliate drives a super strong ROI, and it's one of the most cost effective digital marketing channels." I say, "Yeah, it can be, but it's going to take you 6 months to get to that point."
Yep. I love that you say this because I think that you and I are similar in how we speak to our clients in terms of we're about relationship building. They need to be about
Yes.
relationship building as well. And that part of development that you and I have to do is that you and I are very client oriented, right? We want
Yep.
to set them up for success. We don't want to pressure them into doing something that they don't want to do. We
Right.
don't want to feed them, a smoke and mirrors. We want to lay out the facts and say, okay, listen, this is going to benefit you, but it does take time, right? And if you're not comfortable with that, then maybe you're not the best fit for our agency, right? And I've had this conversation with clients. I'm sure you've had as well, because it's that longevity. It's really looking at that life time value of a client instead of just short term. I
Yeah.
think it's great that you and I can relate on that and speak on that, because that just means that we're able to relate it to our clients, even better.
I think agency world specifically, no matter what channel or area of marketing you work in or you service, an agency should always be in the business of long-term partnerships. I hate it when, I never really talk bad about our competitors because I find it just a little tacky in the world of
I
sales. But
agree.
yeah, sometimes we'll talk to brands who come from these agencies that just have a churn and burn model. And it's like, oh my God, like great. Like you can,
Yep.
get people in on the cheap and promise the world, but like you're not doing what really needs to be done for incrementality and a long-term like
Hmm.
strategy. And at the end of the day, not only does it hurt this client, but it also hurts your agency business. Like who wants to run a business that it's like, yeah, we have hundreds of clients, but it's an ever revolving door. Like these, I think, are the ones that keep on and grow with their clients. That's something I actually learned at the first agency I did sales at, and like it's continued to this agency that I'm at now. It's like we have a very similar mentality.
I love that because I know, 6 years ago when I got into, business development, sales, and digital advertising and marketing, I of course had done sales previously to that,
Right.
but I just remember being pressured so hard to have to hard sell, right? Basically, a stomp on the ground, don't let them leave. If they don't want to do it, force them to do it. And I'm so happy that over the years, I never took that approach, no matter how many times someone tried to put it into my head, because it's benefited me so much. And I feel like it's made me better, as a businessman. I feel like it's made me better as in negotiation, so having that experience and, hearing you say this as well, and that churn and burn model, a lot of companies and businesses, what they want are marketing qualified leads, right? They just want to be able to market someone because and I hear this, I'm sure you do too. They'll tell me, oh, well, this company and this company, they're going to get me 1,000 leads within 30 days, or they're going to get me, X amount of clicks within 30 days for X amount of money. Okay, well, that's great. How many of them are going to convert into an actual client for you? Like, yes, they're going to get you marketing qualified leads. That's awesome, right? But what are we doing to also get you sales qualified leads? How do we get you in front of these people that are ready to buy today? Right? Because we want to have a good mix of both rather than just relying on marketing qualified. Because you can market to everybody all day, but if you're marketing to the wrong people, you're going to be losing money.
Yeah. Yeah. And it applies somewhat like it's so fun to take the world of B2B and also apply it to the consumer world as well.
Yeah.
And even in like the role that we're doing too, I know you work with some more consumer facing brands. Our jobs are so B2B because we're looking at all these different KPIs of MQLs and SQLs and like the leads that we're
Yeah.
generating and trying to sell. But then also, like for me, when I pass over a client to our delivery team, it's just for them, it's all about the consumer, right? Like, okay, here, I sold this client on the fact that we would drive this much in sales. And then it's kind of on them. And so, yeah, it's fun to like Compare the two worlds.
Yeah, it's they're different and then also similar and then in the same arena. So it's so interesting. And I think affiliate marketing too, and having those partnerships, those affiliates, and then the consumer, for example, the e-commerce or maybe it's B2B. It's so funny because I see this quite often. I don't dissect it always, but there's certain cases that I will. But I see these other websites and other brands that are driving traffic to a specific client that's looking to build up their business. And I've seen quite a lot of interesting things. But
Yeah,
regardless, there's pieces of that when you have that affiliate and that business that is trusted and that has authority in the online world, that is an awesome opportunity for a consumer to be able to higher their rankings within Google as well, and then build business on top of business, right? And opening up the door for those different diversified traffic sources as well. So, and then that gets back to what we said earlier about not relying on just one strategy, having multiple strategies running at the same time.
100%. Yeah, it's all a halo effect.
Yeah.
Affiliate marketing very much halos off of, and vice versa, other marketing channels. I always say to brands, like, don't put all your eggs in one basket. And even like with more innovative types of spaces, like right now we're starting to do more of affiliate marketing for Amazon stores. 5 years ago, it was always like, no, take the traffic away from Amazon. Let's get it to your D2C site or your Shopify site. And now
Yes.
we're doing it for Amazon because it's like, why wouldn't you follow the consumer where the consumer is going? And people love shopping on Amazon because it's reliable, customer service is great, shipping, but there's a halo effect there.
Mhm.
I tell brands all the time, if you are working with an affiliate partner, third party site who is driving traffic to, your Amazon store, it's
Yeah.
going to do great things for you and your business on Amazon specifically. Amazon's going to start ranking you higher on search listings. It's not just like affiliate, get people to your storefront. It's also all these other
Absolutely.
benefits. And it can be applied to everything, not only Amazon, but D2C, B2B. Like, it's just, don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Because you guys do Amazon, right? And then you also do TikTok, and then you
Yep.
also do YouTube. One thing that interests me about Ultimedia is your YouTube, right? So break this apart for me. How does it, like, let's just say that I'm an e-commerce business and I call you and I say, listen, I'm interested in that, YouTube shopping management because video is so important these days and it's
Yes.
so difficult to do. Right. And I can never fault somebody for it. And I think that you would feel the same. Getting on camera is scary, right?
Yeah.
Doing a video on anything is terrifying. It does not matter how many. I have public spoke all across the country in front of groups of hundreds and thousands of people on marketing. And every single time that I get up there, it's like the first time. And I have
Yeah.
but tell me about this YouTube. I think it's something that a lot of people will be interested in because I know that, especially in today's day and age, video, short-term video content, it's just getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah. It's a really cool program that YouTube is offering. We don't, luckily for me and my team and even our clients, like, we don't have to get in front of camera, but that's the beauty of YouTube is you enlist the creators and the YouTubers that are already
Exactly.
doing it. But YouTube has done this really cool thing where they've just made the shopping experience so much easier. So they're just taking YouTube and making it much more of like a social commerce type of
Wow.
friendly platform. And the way they're doing it is they partnered with Shopify. So if a brand runs their website on Shopify, they can automatically kind of like integrate into this YouTube shopping affiliate program.
Mhm.
And the thing that makes it really cool is the YouTuber can then go and tag a brand's product directly in a video.
Wow.
So if you think about, yeah, if you think about the way that YouTube used to run, if a creator was advertising a product, they usually have to be like, okay, link to buy this in the description of this video. And now they can just tag it. It pops up as a little bubble and the person clicks it. And immediately it's like, you can either check out within YouTube or you can get sent to the brand's website to check out.
That is crazy, and it's so that's so powerful. I was at an expo. It was about almost a year ago now. One thing that I saw that was a company was doing, and I'm sure that there are tons of companies that are starting to do this, but I thought this was the best because it relates to what we're talking about. So advertising, what is going to start happening, and that's slowly being implemented. Maybe you've heard of it. Is, for example, I said earlier, you and I are Bravo fans. We love reality TV, right? So what we're going to be able to do soon is while we're watching, let's just say Below Deck, right? And we see one of the cast members wearing a shirt and we really like it. There is going to be a way from your TV to be able to zone in on that shirt and purchase it right from your television.
Yeah, it's crazy. And like, think about it, it's not really a new concept, product placement, but the
Yeah.
tracking, convenience, it's like just it's come such a far way to where that's always been the issue with traditional advertising methods is
Mhm.
brands could count, they could measure things like impressions and
Yeah.
stuff like that, but they couldn't measure direct impact on sales. And it's like with new things like this, you can. I mean, even think of like QVC and HSN
Yes.
live shopping, be
Yes.
like that is a huge channel for older audiences, I would assume. But before the internet, like people did that. Even at like still to this day, people watch HSN and QVC. But
Yeah.
now, like TikTok and other online social media platforms are kind of becoming like the new HSN and QVCs. I
Yeah.
scroll through TikTok and I see people doing live shopping lives, and I'm like, people are buying this stuff, but they are.
They
Um,
they're absolutely buying it. I get
yeah.
sucked into the I love the oyster shucking where they scoop the pearls out and then they
Oh,
send.
yeah.
I don't know why I'm infatuated with this, but I'll be
Yeah.
laughing forever.
Yeah, no. Mine is candy. Like, have you seen the videos of the Swedish candy? It was a trend like a couple of years ago, I think.
Which,
Um,
like,
I
were they
don't know.
putting
It's
them in
like
the bowl?
yeah, yeah, they're like the one I'm thinking of is this lady who sells candy. I don't know if they're probably a shop. It's probably not
I've
advertised, but
definitely.
she's got a wall of different Swedish candies, and she's like packing orders as people are.
Oh,
So
yes.
she'll be like, Steven, okay, Steven, got your order. We're gonna put two of these in, two of these, and it's just a way of live shopping. And like, I haven't bought any, but I'm not gonna lie, I've almost been like, damn, that candy looks really good, and I also want to hear her say my name.
You want her to
So
advertise to everyone how many Swedish fish and what flavors you bought.
so it's just kind of crazy how it's all involved. But no, I agree. Like taking the sort of traditional idea of product placement, we used to see products in TVs and movies all the time, but now
Mhm.
just making it so that way we can track it and attribute it to that ad,
Well,
that
yeah,
idea.
I mean, I thought it was the coolest thing, and they showed me an example of it because I'll tell you, I want to be able to sit in a movie theater one day when Spider-Man 20 comes out, and I want to be able to know exactly where to buy that same exact costume, web slinger. Like, I want to be able to do it right then and there while I'm in the moment, hot and ready to buy. I don't
Yeah.
want to wait a year or have to, dig through Google and online, right? So that's one thing that I wanted to talk to you about. Besides that, where do you see like the future of affiliate marketing going? Because I know digital, all of it is just getting huge, right? And we said earlier, 6 years ago, we wouldn't have imagined, how far it's come since then. So, what do you see happening and what are you excited about?
Yeah, I mean, I do think the social commerce of it all is really the next big thing. I think consumers are getting used to this world of Amazon where
Hmm.
buying is convenient and you don't have to leave one platform to go to another platform and get lost, kind of like you were saying. So I think there are going to be a lot more like TikTok shops of the world coming up and sort of becoming like the next Amazons. I don't think Amazon is going anywhere, but I do think Shopify, like websites, D2C websites, are going to start to see a decline because more people are shopping on Amazon. TikTok Shop is booming. And the reason why it's booming is because it's all in one type of experience platform. Like I used to be afraid to buy on TikTok Shop because I was like, is someone overseas going to like steal my credit card
Yeah.
information? But no, it's legit. You can watch the affiliate creator make a video about it, click and be in the TikTok shop within seconds and buy. And typically, there's a really good deal on TikTok and the customer service aspect of it all is good. So yeah, I think social commerce, live shopping, like those areas are going to be big. Obviously, like we talked about, YouTube shopping is now starting to do it too. And I wouldn't be surprised if the Meta platforms didn't start doing it. I think I saw something kind of like it. I don't really play in Meta that much, so like from a work perspective, so I don't know the latest there, but I have been seeing more ads that are very much like a shopping experience. So I feel like that's kind of where it's all going. And I don't think influencers are going to go away anytime soon. They are like the new celebrity endorsers, but I do think there already kind of is happening like an awakening of influencers, and the average everyday follower and consumer wants to continue with that like authenticity and reliability. And
Yeah.
they just don't want, like, I've just seen too much of this influencer is out of touch, and they started at,
Yes.
you know, grassroots, and now they made all this money on
Mhm.
TikTok, and they're not really relatable anymore. So I think that's going to be the one thing to keep an eye on. But yeah, I think influencers are just going to keep growing. The creator economy is crazy.
It's literally how, I mean, I would say probably like maybe 85% of my products that I purchase is from something that I saw on TikTok. Like, especially like skincare, especially clothing that I've seen other people wear and different things like that. It comes from TikTok. Honestly, like that's where I
Yeah.
always get inspiration anyway.
Yeah, I agree. And I think something we're going to start seeing more of too is luxury products
Mhm.
on these social commerce platforms, because I think that's the one thing that really hasn't caught up just yet. For instance, the other day, there was like this really nice knit shirt that popped up on TikTok, and I went to it and I'm like, huh, this shirt's only $10. Like, me, as now I'm like a little bit further along in my career, I like don't invest too much in fast fashion anymore, and like that gave me a pause. But I know that there's other brands on TikTok that are not, just like
Mhm.
knockoffs or cheaper and not good quality. But like I think that's the one thing that marketers need to keep in mind, and where TikTok is probably going is, I speak to a lot of brands who still think TikTok is like just the cheap platform, or
Yes,
it's all product.
yeah.
Yeah, but that's not going to be the case for a long time, and I'm already starting to see a change. But marketers, keep in mind that you have audiences who are of a higher income, and want to shop for quality products, that are starting to get on TikTok and have been on TikTok. I mean, I'm 33 and I've been on TikTok since the pandemic, so
Same.
I'm not, until TikTok gets banned or whatever is happening, like I'm not leaving it.
Me
So
either. As much as it drives me crazy sometimes. I'm addicted. It's so addicting, and it's funny that we talk about like product placement, and then like seeing an influencer or somebody just. It doesn't even have to be an influencer. It could be anybody on TikTok, right? Using something. I remember like the beginning of TikTok days. I saw this guy. He was a good-looking guy, and I loved his hair. Like it was just whatever product he had in it. I was like, I want my hair to look like that. Like, what is he using? And I remember I messaged him and was like, hey, like, what do you, or maybe I commented, I was like, what do you use in your hair? And he was gatekeeping so bad. He told me it was shoe polish. And I went out and bought shoe polish. And then somebody was
oh
like,
my
do
god.
not put shoe polish in your hair. But this was in the early days. I bet he's regretting this now because he probably could have had like a
Yeah.
partnership, right? Maybe he does now. I
Yeah.
don't know, but how wild.
No, I mean, I think too that brings up a good point of like the audiences on these platforms, because
Hmm.
women specifically are like the audience that brands want. They are more likely to be shoppers in the household. There are more female influencers with higher female audiences. But I think men are starting to get in on the game a little bit, and
Yeah.
there's a bunch of male influencers that I follow now because I just like the clothes they're wearing or the products they're seeing. So I think that's another big thing to think about, is it's not
Yeah.
just a space for females anymore.
No, absolutely. It's men, women, children. It's a lifestyle choice. So before we wrap up, one final question for you. Okay, we've talked about a lot of different things as we've gone throughout this. With so many changes happening in affiliate marketing and the digital world and online and all these marketing strategies, etc., what advice would you give to an e-commerce brand that is looking to stay ahead of the curve, with affiliate programs?
Partner with an expert. I think 100%, like whether you're hiring in house to run affiliate, or whether you're outsourcing with a contractor or a consultant or an agency, like just make sure you have an expert on hand, because far, far too many times do I see a brand think, oh, this is one small channel. I'm
Yeah.
going to put this junior person on it who also does Meta and PPC and all these other channels. Like, this is a full time job for not
Mhm.
only one person, but like 2 to 3 person. Think about all of the hours and people power it takes to manage hundreds of relationships that are affiliate partners. You can't just go in and put spend towards something and just think it's going to auto run. This is not the autopilot type of channel. So why I say is get an expert on hand is because they'll know that you need more people and they'll be able to source the right team for you. So yeah, that would be it. Just think of it. It's a relationship type channel, even though I said it's not a channel, but it's a relationship type marketing strategy. So you need to invest not only the money, but the hours and the people into doing it.
Yeah, I love that answer. I'm always about hire an expert. I feel like affiliate marketing, all of this space, it is their bread and butter. Invest in it, okay?
Yes.
Because some people will say to me, "Oh, well, I'm gonna spend money on X, Y, and Z in marketing." You're not spending money, you're investing money. It's a return. And coming back to hiring experts, this is the thing. It's like your vehicle. You would not necessarily, majority of us do not want to go into our cars and fix the radiator, fix the alternator, mess with the wiring. You just would never do it. You would take it to a mechanic and make sure that they do it so that way you're up and running and good to go. And why? Because that vehicle gets you from point A to point B and allows you to
Yep.
make more money. So people need to approach marketing the same exact way. You don't want to nickel and dime your business. This is where the money needs to go. So I think that that's an awesome point. And I think that for those of you listening, we shared a lot of great information with you. And I was so excited all week when Peter agreed to come onto. This is one of my first podcasts that I'm doing, have a discussion and go back and forth about the different things in the marketing world.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to do it again. There's a lot, obviously, that we can discuss. I feel like this hour went by super fast. So,
I know.
yeah, let's plan the next one.